Hello everybody, Napkin99 here, and welcome back to the Minecraft Pixelmon Let's Play. So today we are going to be taking on this gym right here, and I've caught a bunch of low-level Pokemon to kind of make it fair. Because in Pixelmon, the gyms start, the first one that spawns in the world is meant for level 15s, the second one's for level 25, then 35, then 50, and then it just matches your level. While we're taking this on, I'm going to be kind of explaining a little bit of the battle mechanics of Pokemon. I'm not going to go super in depth, but we'll kind of go through the basics. So, to start off, most people that have played Pokemon know that there's certain type effectiveness. So for example, my Mareep here is electric type. He would be weak to ground type. So ground type hits would actually do 2 times damage to him, and in this specific scenario, electric would actually do no damage to a ground type. And also in this gym, my electric type will be good against these water types, so this electric type move is probably going to be our main bet to get through here. As well as that, there is a mechanic in Pokemon called Stab, which is short for same type attack bonus. So basically, if your hit is the same element as your Pokemon, you will get a plus 50% boost on that hit. So in this case, the power on this move is 40, but since it's an electric type that we're using it on, its power will be 60. So we're in our first battle here, I guess. It just kind of started as soon as I made it onto this platform. So this Squirtle is a water type. We'll use an electric type move on it, and he should probably die. So another factor that will determine how strong your hits are the base stats, IVs, and EVs of your Pokemon. So for example here, the base stats on a Mareep, usually you'll just have to look this up because I don't think there's any way in game to actually tell. But his special attack base stat is 65. These base stats will be the same within every Pokemon of that species, so every Mareep will have 65 base special attack. And added to that are the IVs and EVs of Pokemon. IVs stand for individual values, and that's why we use this command here. So to look at our Mareep here, so he's got 31 HP IVs, and these IVs are on a scale of 0 to 31, 0 being the worst and 31 being the best. So in this case we kind of got unlucky with the special attack being absolutely 0, because that's his main hitting power, because his base special attack is a lot higher than his regular attack. Oh, well, we're just going to have to miss out on that for now. Wouldn't be the first time. Last one I encountered killed itself. Anyways, we did get lucky though with its HP and speed both being absolutely max, so this will make it easier to breed one later on with perfect IVs. Because ideally you want most of these numbers to be 31. Unless of course you're going for a low speed Pokemon, and usually you'll only focus on either attack or special attack. So in this case we want to focus on special attack, so it doesn't really matter what the attack ends up being, unless we want to have physical moves. Because attack is used for physical moves, special attack used for special moves. So always be sure to look up what kind of moves you're putting on your Pokemon. Like this Thunder Shock is a special move, as it says in the bottom left. And then EVs, which are short for effort values, also play into these. So since we've only just recently caught these guys, and we haven't done much battling with them, they're not going to have very many. So we have 1 defense EV. So basically EVs are gained through battle, and for every Pokemon you defeat, you'll usually get 1 to 2 EVs depending on which Pokemon you kill. Every specific Pokemon will give you a different EV, so like that Squirtle we just killed will always give a defense EV. There are certain items you can put on your Pokemon that will increase the amount of EVs that you get per battle. I think it gives you like 8 per battle or something. Depending on which one you have, it'll give you that EV. So EVs, basically for every 4 that you have in a stat here, that's 1 more point onto that stat. So if we had 4 defense EVs, our Mareep's defense would be 19, instead of this 18. And then for each individual stat, you can put up to 255 EVs, and you can have a max of 510 total on that Pokemon. So usually you want to put like your main attacking power, either your attack or your special attack, up to 252, because going up to 255 doesn't do much because you won't get the extra point out of just those 3. So you'd rather put them somewhere else and get like 1 extra point somewhere. A good resource for finding out which EVs and IVs you want to have on a Pokemon is Smogon. It's a competitive Pokemon guide, and usually they'll tell you IVs, EVs, natures, and everything you want for your Pokemon. And before we head to the top here, I want to talk about one last thing. So the nature on your Pokemon also affects the stats as it levels up. So you see the nature we have here is Naughty, and this green means that attack is boosted, and the red means that special defense is lowered. So as our Pokemon levels up here, it is going to get more attack and less special defense than a normal one would. There are a total of 25 different natures in the game, and again, Smogon is probably going to be your best resource for figuring out which one you want on your Pokemon. And here we go. Okay, they can use Dynamax apparently. And we're dead. I didn't know she could use Dynamax, and she's actually got some strategy, so these guys probably aren't going to be good enough for this just because we haven't trained them at all. So we're just going to get our good old team back here. So I've been doing quite a bit of work between episodes here, trying to get resources built up. As you can see, my Pokemon are a lot higher level than last episode. And one of the things I did was build this legendary board that I was talking about in our legendary lab. So basically this is just every legendary and where we can find them. So like Tornadus in the plains when it's raining afternoon. And I did that for all 81 legendaries here. Some of them evolve from others. And we actually have the first stage of 1 because when we were smelting iron between episodes, we got this little Meltan here. And I believe it's like a 1 in 3072 chance when you smelt an ore that he will spawn. So that was pretty cool. So what we want to do when we get these is we're going to build this camera just like so. And to actually use the camera, you need film. So we're going to make 3 because we got 3 legendaries to show off. Including our Zamazenta. We'll pick our good one here. I actually just got another one between episodes as well. So any more that I find I'll probably just kill. Unless they're like shiny or something, but I doubt that'll happen. So we just throw out our Pokemon that we want to take a picture of. We hold right click with the camera, or we just press it, never mind. And when he's in the shot, click, and we've got a picture of Zacian now. And then we'll just do the same for our Meltan. Got a Meltan photo, just making sure it didn't pick up the Meowth. And then our Zamazenta. And boom, we've got 3 pictures for them now. And then here we'll find our Zacian. We'll get an item frame and put the picture in it. And we'll do the same for our Zamazenta. Oops. And then for our little Meltan over here. And then when Meltan evolves, we'll get a picture of Melmetal as well. So next thing we want to do here is create an Apricorn farm because we don't have one at our new base yet. So I've gone ahead and laid out stone bricks and I've cleared an area between episodes. So there are 7 kinds of apricorns, but we have 8 rows. We're just going to make the last one a second one for maybe the black ones, because we need quite a few of those. And this is what I was talking about last time when I was saying these chunk borders are important. So I'm going to press F3 and G to show the chunk borders. So basically we tried to build our base on the exact center of the chunk border here. I mean, we did it 1 block over just because we're doing odd numbers here and chunks are 16 by 16. By default in Pixelmon there is a maximum amount of plants you can have in one chunk, and I believe that number is 32. So we've gone 4 rows on one side, 4 rows on the other. We're going to have 8 apricorns in each chunk, so we should be able to get around this limit while still having everything in one area here. So how we're going to do this, these rows are all 2 apart, and then we're going to place our apricorn, we're going to skip 1 block, and we're going to put the next one there. So like that, we should be able to get around it. And there we go. Our apricorn farm is growing, and soon we will have all the apricorns we will need to start making Pokeballs. And of course, to actually make those apricorns into Pokeballs, we're going to need to press the lids that we make. So we're going to make some mechanical anvils here. It's just a sticky piston in the middle, furnace on the bottom, and iron bars all around. So we'll make 4 of those, and we're going to try to make them automatic here. So to start off here, we're going to put our output chests on the ground here. We'll go ahead and just do these 2 for now. We'll do these 2 off camera. And behind here, we'll put a hopper. On top will be our mechanical anvil. Hopper left side, hopper right side. This chest is for the lid and base input, and this one is for fuel. And that's pretty much all there is to it. So we'll just go ahead and put some fuel and do some discs just to make sure everything's working right. Here we go. You can hear it makes that kind of loud sound when it finishes pressing one, and then it goes in this chest here. Alrighty, so I've been here for a while. I've just been growing my apricorns and making some Pokeballs. We've got quite a few now. Pretty much everything we should need. The next thing I want to do is catch a few different Pokemon that I want to help me catch other Pokemon. Namely Gardevoir, Breloom, and Shedinja. So we're going to head over to right by where the Haunted Tower is, because Ralts, which is the first stage of Gardevoir, spawns in the Birch Forest around dawn and dusk. So we want to be there when it hits dawn or dusk. Shroomish, which is the first form of Breloom, spawns in the Roofed Forest, most commonly around the mushroom stems. So that one shouldn't be too hard to find. And then Shedinja evolves from Nincada, which is in the taigas at day, so we will head over there when it is daytime, after we get our Breloom and everything. So we're just going to sit here and wait for dawn, and I will see you then. Oh, here's a Curlio. We will take that. Let's try a quick ball first. So this is a male one, so if we do find a female Ralts, we'll end up using that, because this one can evolve into Gallade, which we may also want at some point. So we got that one. Okay, so the ability we want on our Gardevoir is Trace. Synchronize is alright, because we can transfer the nature of this Pokemon onto another one. But we want Trace so that we can see what ability Pokemon have. So we will probably end up turning that one into a Gallade. Oh, we have a Xerneas spawned somewhere here. Let's see if I can find it. Maybe easier to look from above. He's pretty big. There he is. Don't know if I want to risk another one, so we'll try a timer ball first. And that'll do it. Awesome. Here we are. I actually just walked by this mushroom and I heard him in here. It's only level 2. So should be able to catch him pretty easy here. There we go. Getting to be about dusk here, so we're going to head back to the birch forest, see if we can get one of those ralts. Here's one. Let's get our scyther. And we got it. Awesome. Got Trace, and it is a female, so we will probably end up using that. Let's head over to the taiga now and try to get a Nincada. Here we go. Alrighty, so let's get this guy. Try quick ball, as usual. Seems to work for the most part on these low level guys. Awesome. Alrighty, so we're going to go ahead and check out the IVs of all of our catching guys here. So our 2 Shroomishes. Yikes, that one's really low. And the main thing we want on this one is attack, and that's just 1, so that one's pretty bad. And this one somehow managed to be even worse. 0. Alright, so we're going to have to get another Shroomish for sure. Let's check out our Ralts. Also very low, but the main thing on that one is the traceability, so we may end up trying for another one while we're over there catching another Shroomish, but we'll see. And then our Nincada, also very low. Again, an attack, so none of these are very good actually. As for ha-has, let's check our Curlia. Also super low. Okay, so we didn't get much luck there. Alright everybody, we are back at base here. I couldn't end up finding another Ralts, but we did get a good Nincada and 2 good Shroomishes. Let me show you the IVs on these guys. The Nincada was okay. I mean, the main thing was the attack here, which is kind of average. But the main thing are these 2 Shroomishes, both of which are pretty decent all around. The second one especially. So we are actually going to take a quick trip to the Nether here because I have one more project I want to do before I end today's episode, and it requires glowstone. Kind of interesting area we've got here. Definitely lots of magma down there if we end up needing it. Now that we've got our glowstone, we're going to go ahead and turn these into redstone lamps. And now that we've got our lamps, we will go ahead and make some movement plates. So we are at the boss tower over here, and we are going to start making an XP farm. So first off, you want to find your boss spawner that's up top here. And you want to make a platform that is 2 blocks below it. And we're just going to make this a 9x9 platform. And after we've got that, we want to clear out this next section down here for this other spawner. And we're actually not going to use the bottom spawner just because the Pokemon there is so low level, it's just going to clog up the whole thing. We should get plenty just from these 2 spawners alone. Just a little tip, it may be better to do this when your whole team is fainted. Otherwise you're just going to be running into a ton of things non-stop like I am. We're going to go down 4 blocks here onto this platform and turn it into an 11x11 platform. Once you've got this 11x11 platform, you can go ahead and start building up a frame, which will just go up to right below this. And we are going to put some slabs on top of this section right here so that nothing will spawn right here on top of these blocks, because we just want them spawning on this platform up here. So we'll do that for any part that is hanging over the edge here. On this side where the top part doesn't have an overhang, so it could either be on this side or that side, we are going to make our drop-off spot for where all the Pokemon will go, as well as our healer and PC. So we're going to go ahead and fill all these frames with glass now. Every spot except for the 3 in the middle here on the side that we want our drop-off spot. Next we just want to create a little channel for them to move through to get into the little drop-off zone that we put them in. Doesn't have to be long or anything, I'm just going to move it just a tiny bit over. And then you'll want to create a 3x3 area where they can actually drop into, and make sure it's a few blocks deep so that they don't just come out. And you may want to have a door going away from this so you can actually get out if you end up in the pit. And just over here we will get one of our elevators. Along the channel here you'll probably want a railing. Make sure it's a top slab and then a bottom slab so that no mobs spawn on it. We're going to go down our elevator here and start laying out the other drop chute for the bosses, and we'll just make it share a wall here. And we'll go ahead and slab this up as well, and actually make a path for them to go on. I am actually going to go underneath to this area and just make sure it's slabbed, just in case, so we don't lose our spawn rates with Pokemon spawning over here instead. Next we're going to go ahead and take our movement plates to start getting these guys actually into the channels here. First we're going to do the ones in the pathway, so when they start going down, they'll just go right in. So these will point whichever way you're facing. So whichever way you're facing, they'll move. So we're going to do 2 down here. You can place them 1 block apart. And we'll do the same over here. And then we'll do it in here and route it to this little tube here. So you're going to want to start from the middle here, all the way to the back. And then the rest of these will just point to the middle. So now any Pokemon that spawn in there should get sent all the way into this tube here, and then we can kill them. Yep, there you go. So up top here, we're first going to want to make a railing so that the Pixelmon can't actually escape, or when we send them over to this side, they won't fly off. So again, we'll do a top slab and then a bottom slab. And we'll just do this all the way around, except for those 3 blocks over there where we're going to be sending them through. Next we're going to set up our movement plates along this edge here, just like we did on the middle down below. And we're going to want to avoid sending them underneath the spawner, but we will have one here just in case there is a small one that can fit through. And they spawn right here, they'll walk onto that one. So for the rest of these, we will send them this way. So for these last 2, we're just going to send them into the side here. Just like that. And with that, it's pretty much all done. Only thing left is we're just going to add a healer and a PC down there. And eventually we may upgrade these drop chutes to have item sorters, or just have an item collection system in case we drop anything. But worst comes to worst, we can just drop in there and use the door to escape if we accidentally drop anything. Before I go ahead and end today's episode, I want to show you guys how you actually evolve Nincada into Shedinja, because it's a little bit different. You want to make sure you have an empty spot in your party and that you have a regular Pokeball. If you have other Pokeballs, I don't think it'll work. So when he hits level 20 here, and he evolves into Ninjask. And in your party, you'll see there's a new Pokemon here, Shedinja. And you'll notice he's only actually got 1 health. He has this ability called Wonder Guard, so only super effective moves will hit. So only Dark, Fire, Flying, Ghost, and Rock type moves will actually hit him. Everything else will just do no damage. So that's why he's so good for catching certain Pokemon, especially legendaries. Because unless they have moves that are one of those elements, he is just completely immune to them. So he can just false swipe them as much as he wants. And with that, we're going to go ahead and end today's episode. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.